Behind the classrooms and lecture halls, students live stories that are not written in the textbook. At Veritas University, Abuja, a student has called out the school for the no light and no water issue that has been occurring, despite paying millions in school fees, and this video has circulated around the internet. Also, at the University of Port Harcourt, a classroom activity turned haywire after a student and her lecturer had a confrontation in front of the class. That is not all. We moved to Enugu, where graduates claim to be in a limbo, waiting for years after graduation with no news on NYSC mobilization or what comes next for them. And if you think it ends there, disturbing scenes arise from Delta State University of Science and Technology, Ozoro, where men were seen allegedly groping and harassing women during the Oramudu festival. Now, these videos have been circulating online and they've raised serious discussion regarding safety and this unexplainable harassment. But it's not all heavy on today's episode because we are going to be shifting gears later on to a topic that is still debatable but softer. Is love at first sight real, or is it just a myth from movies? Stay tuned because today's episode is going to be quite a lot.
Baby, you can feel the show. Oh, na, na, na. Feel the show. Baby, you can feel the show. Oh, na, na, na. We could do it all night long. We could do it all night long. Yeah, yeah. Baby, you can feel the show. Baby, you can feel the show.
Welcome to CRT-AFRICA, your one-stop for campus stories, real-life experiences, and conversations that really matter. I am your lovely host, Flowers.
And I am Enyola. And with us today, we have two amazing guests. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Enyade Ayoade, a student of the Faculty of Creative Arts. I major in theater arts, and I'm an actor.
Okay, thank you.
I am Grace Enibukun from Arts Department, basically English.
Okay. Nice to have you here with us today.
Yes.
So we're going to be going straight into the first story. A student from Veritas University, Abuja, came online and dropped a video that has been making rounds on the internet. Now, this student claims that there has been no light or no water for days in a school where he's paying 1.9 million for school fees. And there are some people that are even paying up to 3 million naira. And yes, these basic amenities have not been provided in the school for a while. Now, this student claims that there are over 7,000 students in the entire school and they are paying school fees. Yet, this is an issue. You know what? Let's watch the video. Let's watch the video on this entire issue. Yeah.
Already live in a dysfunctional country and God is helping us. And then I'm now in a school that is taking 1.9 million naira for me, for my course precisely. And there are still courses that are paying 3 million. There are still courses that are paying 2 million, like law and medicine. And then all through the day, we don't have lights in school and it's a private university. And then, guess what? It's night time. They put on the gem by 7 p.m. And now, the time is 7:48 p.m. and we don't have lights. And then, I went to ask the securities, why don't we have lights in our hostel? And guess what? They say that the gen is spoiled. Gen is spoiled since morning. They didn't fix it. Now, students don't have lights. We have not even had water for the past how many days? And nobody's saying anything about it. And nobody's doing anything about it.
What do you think about this? I mean, do you think it is fair that students who pay that absurd amount of money for school fees and still not have access to these basic amenities?
I mean, I feel it's unfair, and to an extent, it shows how many of these private universities are not well checked. Because I don't think this will happen in a federal university. For instance, University of Lagos, the light has been very shaky around the university premises, but the school makes sure that there's still light in the school itself.
Let's bring the conversation to you. Do you think this issue will change the way people see private universities in Nigeria?
Talking about how we see private university, I don't think that's the idea. Let's talk about the school itself. I figured it's a Catholic school. You said you feel it's unfair. It is actually very unfair. I mean, you're paying 1.7 to 3 million naira, gen is 40, and you can't repair. Why? To have light, water, and then you have to wake up the following day. You expect them in classes to attend mass. But then when these things that they need is not provided, you're complaining that students are not serious and
Exactly.
stuff like that. Why is it like that in Nigeria?
About it.
Private university, to be precise.
To
private.
be very precise, so private university.
universities.
Valid.
You know what? Let's see what others have to say about this.
Personally, I was shocked. How can I be paying over 1 million naira for school fees and I can't get the basic amenities? Like, I was shocked. I wouldn't even lie. Like, I did not expect it from them. I mean, from a private university. Even a federal university, we complain and we actually go out to protest. But then from a private university, paying over 1 million naira, 1.9 and above, man, that was so disappointing. I was shocked. I wouldn't even lie.
Hey, God.
See, honestly, yeah, personally, I think if your students are paying up to 1.9 million naira as school fees, some people paying 3 million as school fees, providing light, electricity for your students is the barest
Minimum.
minimum. Because even me that went to federal university, save light day, like they are always giving us light, and then when we complain that there's no light, they put on the generator all the time. So what's now private university that they can't like amend and make adjustments?
Exactly.
It's like they don't care about the welfare of the students.
Yes, I mean, situations like this should just make you believe that they really do not care about the welfare of the students.
Like,
Because at the end of the day, students are not just going to private universities because they want the degree. It's comfort.
Yeah.
Yes, comfort and access to basic stuffs that every normal human being should have, but they have to fight for in regular public schools. You said something earlier about regardless of how much private universities pay, how much they are paying as school fees, there should still be checks and balances for this kind of situation. I mean, how do we hold the school accountable for these stuffs? There has to be checks in place. But it's not just this story we have regarding issues happening in campus. There's another story that is also circulating the internet, and it's about the University of Port Harcourt, where a student and her lecturer were seen having a confrontation in front of the class. Now, according to reports, there was a group presentation happening, and then this lady was insulted by her colleague. She obviously insulted back, and then the lecturer told her to leave the class, and then she just flared up. In the video, you could even see her saying, "You get mind." She was talking back to back with him, and it led to like near blows. The students themselves had to separate them, and then this happened. So honestly, my thoughts on this matter are quite because I keep asking myself, how did it result to this? How did it result to her nearly beating this lecturer up, right? And it just raises the question of the dynamics between lecturers and students. Have they changed, and how have they changed to the extent whereby it can lead to blows?
When I saw the video, I just saw frustration
frustration on this part.
on both parties.
Okay.
I think the lady is a carryover student too.
Oh, she's a
So
carryover
she's a carryover student, and she probably felt insulted, and she felt like, okay, maybe the lecturer's judgments weren't right. And to an extent, the lecturer might have overreacted also with the way he handled the issue, but it still boils down to the fact that I saw frustration. They were both frustrated to an extent. Like, they could have handled the issue better than that.
What do you think?
On my part, I think they had prior issues because somebody insulted someone, somebody responded, and the person who responded is the one you're asking to leave. Looks like they had something else. If you call it overreaction, I feel like maybe there was something on it before. You said she's a carryover student, so maybe they've had issues before, and then that's like his time to strike, or when he just feels like, no, this time around I'm not taking it.
I'm not taking it for granted, right?
Personally, I think that as a teacher, you've taught before during your teaching practice.
Yeah.
So there are times that you don't know what exactly is happening between the students, but you see them, and then the one that is talking is one you're like, hey,
Yes.
go out. So it might not even
have known what happened.
It might not really know what happened, but because of she's flaring up, she's like,
yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like she's the one he saw.
Yes.
So
you understand.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a better way the man could have handled it, because in that video I saw that the man was pushing the lady, like
they were almost beating themselves up.
Yes, they were literally almost beating themselves.
Like Agbalagba Baba now.
She removed her wig.
She literally removed her wig.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
At the end of the day, it really brings up questions of discipline, communication, and how situations are handled in academic spaces like this. So moving on to our very next story for today.
So another story that has been making the rounds on the internet is this Delta State University saga. So in Ozoro, yes. So the students and the women of the community were asked not to leave the premises. They should stay in their house because there's something that they call the Oromwadu Festival. A festival where they violate women. You are not any lady seen outside is going to be violated. And the crazy thing in all of this is that it happened in the university premises around the university where students are. And I mean, make this make sense. Why is violating women a thing? I'm going to start with you. What do you think of this incident?
Okay, I've seen this also. First thing I feel should be done is I feel like there are so many cultures that should have been stopped over time that didn't stop, but instead of stopping, they evolved. Because actually, I read a story or an article, or I also heard from someone where they were like, it was actually a culture for barring women back in the days. I don't know how true it is because I also heard it and I read on internet and stuff. So it was for barring women back in the days, and I feel like it just evolved into something else recently because it hasn't. We were just hearing about this year. This year. So yeah, I feel like it is just a set of people pushing an agenda or trying to do something by turning it into what it is now. So, and secondly, to an extent, the girl child is not well protected enough in this part of the world. It's part of the reasons why Western world won't actually take us serious in this part of the world. Because I also feel like it is a twist of narrative from a set of people to make it seem like what it is not. Because why are we just hearing about this year?
Valid.
And
if apparently it has been happening.
Yes, exactly.
My
and
thoughts.
I feel like we are all humans and we evolve. We only evolve.
Exactly.
So there could have been protests from way back. Over time. And there's no law book, there's no historical book that states that, there's this culture and
happening,
these people protesting against it.
But there's no record of that.
Yeah, and there's no record of that. So there's no record of that. So like it's like people trying to change the narrative of what this culture was into something else. And then the people in that area are not helping by doing what they are doing. And the men also. Hello.
What about you? What do you think?
So on my part, I feel like this is not, like you said, there's a twist of narrative. So if we've not heard of it before, I mean, we've lived years, this is 2026, and this festival must have been existing for as long as we can remember. Why is it just now? So I think there's a twist of narrative, like you said. This is not what it has been all the while. And all of a sudden, it comes into this. So when I saw the story, I was interested in knowing what the festival itself is about. So I read on the net that this festival is for barren women. I'm not so certain of how it is. I mean, from old time, it has been for barren women. Women are not supposed to come out except those ones who need fertility. From what I read, it says the deity is meant to pray for them. So my question is, how does the deity pray for them? That's one. Two, how are these barren women getting help? So there's somehow, if you follow the story, I mean, if it's true, you might want to say that this violation has been going underneath, on the surface of culture, covering it as culture, and then these women are made to see that they are being helped. Let's not also forget that we are in an age and time where people are beginning to voice out and to realize this violation. So what if it has been going on all the while, but then these women get to believe that they are being helped and they are saying nothing about it? And then the youth of the community rather are like, let's take this to our advantage. Maybe those people doing it are shrine men, those in their deity kind of stuff. And then the youth are like, let's take this
outside of the context.
So if it's for barren women, violation is something else. It definitely means there was no consent, which implies that these ladies that are being violated were not seeking for fertility. So it's still questionable. It is very much questionable.
Yeah.
On another side, I have a question. Why is there a culture that violates women?
So, to answer that question is going to be a long one. We cannot stay here to the end of the day because this violation culture is not just in Nigeria, I mean, different parts of the world, basically. Any, do you have thoughts on this?
Yeah, thank you very much for asking that question because I have a lot to say. So first of all, I want to talk about the men that were doing all of those bullshit. Let's put them aside. Let's put them in one place, and then let's talk about the foolish men on the internet. Because yesterday when this happened, I was so pissed. I was scrolling through comments, and then I was seeing some senseless fools. I'm so sorry, but I was seeing some. They were saying, what were the ladies doing outside in the night? Why did they come outside? And I replied, come, are you mad? Oh God, what I mean by that, is that you guys are fully aware that the girls were violated. So you should be asking questions that, why is this happening? What is going on? But instead, you drop that question. Now come and be asking, why are they outside? I think make it make sense. And aside that, it's a university community. Students are going for class and all of that. Maybe they don't even know about this whole problem, and then they'll come out of the hostel and try to go to their class, and they will meet something like this.
My own question is, what exactly is the police doing, or what have they done since the videos were released? Have they dropped any press conferences? Have they told us any updates, given us any updates on catching the perpetrators of this violation? Like, what's going on?
The NYSC president visited the king, and then he said he's not aware of this incident.
Oh, wow.
Now I want to ask a question. So how is he a king when he's not fully aware of what is happening in his community? Make it make sense.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's not the first time things will happen and then they will suddenly have amnesia. So, yeah, it's not the first time.
Can you imagine? In Nigeria, what happened to us?
One other stuff I want to say is, now let's take for instance, domestic issues happen in countries like America, and you see the immediate response of the president and the mayor of the state. So now, since this happened, I don't think I've heard of any writing, any statement.
Our president is chilling.
From the governor of the state himself.
From the governor,
I think
I think
he addressed.
They dropped,
the governor said that
he addressed actually, which I was surprised. I mean, they addressed
the
immediately.
governor said immediately.
Immediately, yes, that's very nice. What of the president?
Our president is chilling out of the country.
I mean, to an extent, I feel like we are not being monitored in this country. I want to use this opportunity to call out for help. The federal government needs to do something. So a lot of stuff's going on. Because now this is a wake-up call to a lot of other issues going on. Because now this is a cry for help. Ladies, normally before now, suffer from molestation and abuse.
A lot of times.
Now, not only women. Let's not put it to only them. Men also. And to an extent, even in some of the videos I saw when a guy was trying to protect his girlfriend.
And he was like,
and
it now became two people.
He later fought for his girlfriend, but then he actually had to go through fist like combat. And then I heard of one that in the process, he himself became the victim. He was violated by men, fellow men. And that's to show you that this country seems not to be working. Because they are violating women.
And they're also violating men.
So nobody is safe.
Nobody.
And there are cries every year. The number of abused victims keep getting increasing every year.
Well,
and nothing is going on.
Well.
So please, federal government.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you for dropping your thoughts on this. I mean, we've spoken about family, we've spoken about government, we've spoken about even online commuters, how you see things, your mindset. But we still have one more issue to tackle.
Yeah.
Now, this issue is concerning not even students in the school system anymore, but students who have even left the university system. Yes, postgraduates. At the Federal University of Allied Health Sciences, Enugu, the graduate set of 2021 have taken to the streets in protest because they claim that they've not still been able to go for NYSC. This is 5 to 7 years after they've left school. Now, courses like nursing and medical laboratory sciences, along with other health sciences, have been affected by this. And the protest was led by a past alumni who gathered, raised up awareness of this, and then everybody joined, and it became an issue. They are reaching out to the school authorities. Why have they not been able to apply for NYSC? No call-up letters, no updates regarding this. And yeah, you have something to say.
What I can just say about it is that the government has failed. Because the government has failed them. Because it's one of two things. Either there's somebody in charge of doing that has refused not to. Why has this person refused to not to?
It's the school.
And
it's actually the school.
If it is the school, like, why has the school denied them of this? And even if the school does something else, I feel like the government should know that a set of people should have done this but have not done this. So what is going on?
So wait. Why I feel like it might be the school, because their names have to first of all be updated to their
Senate list.
Yes, the Senate list. So the Senate list moves to the NYSC. So that means it's the school. I mean, if they have not, their names have not shown up on the NYSC portal, it means it's still with the school. So what exactly is the administration doing? And can you just imagine this scenario? You finish school, and then next 2 years, next 3 years, next 4 years, you're still you can't serve.
I also want to bring to our attention that in Nigeria, you cannot work, even if you are a graduate, without NYSC certificate.
Yes.
They will ask you, have you done NYSC? If you say no job.
I mean, I have an instance where I actually saw a job in a publishing company, serving as a paid intern, but they said you have to have an NYSC certificate. And I was like, hey, God. I was like, I can't even apply because I'm just a fresh graduate. Yeah. And it's not even like as if our names have been
mobilized.
They've not been uploaded to a portal, so we are on our own. I mean, it's just insane.
Also, I tried applying for my master's. I just finished. I said, make I advance my. They say, do you have NYSC certificate? Imagine. So I have to wait until UNILAG decide to mobilize me, and then I will now finish, and then I will now come and do my master's.
Which literally means that these ones that have been at home for 5 years plus.
Yeah. What is the essence of the certificate? They can't do their masters. They can't even work, because any corporate world will tell you, yes, have you done NYSC? I
mean, this also shows that you being, I don't want to generalize it to Africa, but then to a larger extent, Africa, you being an African or a Nigerian person, you are already set back in life.
Actually, that's what most of them were saying in their video.
A lot of them can't even go forward in pursuing their educational dreams.
No progression,
not even educational dreams, even jobs. They are stereotypes to some certain types of jobs.
I've forgotten the artist that said, no food for black man. No girl, you won't take rich.
And no be lie.
And it doesn't happen like that in civilized countries. I mean, what we achieved in Nigeria at the age of 30 or 35. Like, you go through all your normal schooling process, even if you go to private university, you go to your normal schooling process and everything. What you achieve at the age of 30, 35. People at the age of 22, 21 in civilized countries achieve it easily.
Yeah. Let's not go there, because that's going way back to systematic slavery. And I keep telling people that we are living in post-colonialism, but people don't believe me. So let's not go there. That's a topic for another day. That's the powers that be. So, if you have more to say on these topics we've treated, I mean, from a classroom brouhaha to violations of women, all in the name of culture, to holding back lives because of NYSC and a school negligence. If you have anything you'd like to say regarding these topics, you know where to find us at CRT-AFRICA on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. We are everywhere you go. Like MTN. Yes, So just drop your comment. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, go to our Instagram. You see a link to apply, and just put in the details, and you stand a chance to be a part of this show. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Baby, you gon' feel the show. Oh na na na, feel the show. Baby, you gon' feel the show. Oh na na na, we could do it all night long. We could do it all night long. Yeah, yeah. Baby, you gon' feel the show. Baby, you gon' feel the show.
Welcome back to CRT Africa. Now we're shifting gears to a question that always gets people talking. Is love at first sight real, or is it just a myth in movies?
You know that moment when you see someone and say, this is the one for me. So let me start with you. What do you think?
I'm sorry, but I would like to ask her.
Okay.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Actually, I don't.
Why?
Okay.
It's based on your definition of love.
Hmm.
So you said something about
When you
seeing
see
somebody
someone
first and
and
you're
you're
like,
like,
that's the
the
one for me. I mean, how do you do that? How do you see somebody first and you decide this is the one for me? Can I say that it has actually happened to me? And I literally asked this guy, so do you know my habits? He said, no, I can't judge you. I can already tell. I picked a phone call beside him. You just spoke to someone. I saw the way you talked, and I'm like, what if that's just a facade? What if after now I'm somebody else
in
that
4
you
minutes.
don't know? Do you guess? What if? Do you know how I react when I'm angry? You don't get to tell me that you know everything about me by a phone call or by just looking at me.
Yeah.
And then when I feel like when love comes at first sight, a lot of things get affected on the go. I mean, if it actually comes as a relationship, as they go, you now start saying, I didn't know this about you. Sorry, you didn't get the chance to know this about me.
Yeah.
So love at first sight.
Detailed.
You can like
Okay.
somebody on first.
Please
sight,
throw it
but-
back to him.
That's
Yeah.
So
so
it's
now
back to you.
I love what you say, like, oh,
I love what you said.
um,
That started.
you
Love, why not like-
okay, you didn't get to know this about me and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when I feel that's when you, okay, I love this person, and then you just jump into it. Like when you jump into
I
things,
think you shouldn't use the word love, please.
You-
Say like. Love is a very strong
It's a very
word.
strong
It
word.
is
Say
actually
like,
very
I
strong
can like
word.
somebody on first sight, and then that likeness makes me want to know the person more. But love, no,
Now-
please.
I don't blame people that don't believe in love at first sight.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe in love at first sight.
You do?
I do.
Wow.
Tell me something.
We're
Tell me more
romantic.
about it.
Why?
You must
why,
have fallen in love at first.
Why do I?
Okay.
Firstly, I like to call myself an empath.
Impact.
Empath.
An empath.
Oh, empath.
No.
I feel things on a more deeper level. And I like to believe that when you know what you are looking for,
Yeah.
when you see it,
You
come
know
in.
it.
you
Hold
know it.
on. Okay.
Now, for instance, you know you are looking for a Caribbean woman. Just an instance.
Hold on.
You know that no Caribbean woman will be perfect because nobody is perfect. You know that she has her flaws and everything.
You're talking from your angle, sir.
But everybody now.
Is there-
Now,
Yes, opinion.
there's something about opinions. They're actually very subjective. Like you can have your own side of it.
This I know.
So now, I believe. Now, for instance, you're looking for a Caribbean woman. She marks what you need. Now, when you need a partner, I feel like I'm still young, but I feel like when you need a partner in life,
Yeah.
you don't look for someone that is perfect
Okay.
or someone that complements.
Okay.
You look for someone you know that you can work with.
Can you
So,
hold it?
I need
Can
a
you
pen
hold
and
it?
paper.
Can you hold it?
Now-
To take notes.
Now, okay.
You said you look for somebody you know. One. You said when
Not
you
know,
see
no, you can work with.
who you can work with. Okay, fine. You said when you see what you want.
Yeah.
How do you get to tell that what you see on first sight is what you want? I mean, I think that would be physical attraction.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Now,
Yeah.
if you truly know what you want, when you see it, you know it.
They don't
How?
leave us out for this show.
You just
It's
say
just
look.
now. I'm not speaking out of emotions or out of logic.
You said
Okay.
you feel
Or
at a
out
deeper
of
level.
or out of logic.
Okay.
Now, logically, you know you need a pencil.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you see a pencil, don't you know it's a pencil?
Yeah. Do you know if the pencil is good or bad?
Now,
you need a
when
good
you
pencil.
hold a
Good
pencil,
pencil.
a blunt pencil,
Yeah.
if it is blunt, you sharpen it.
You say you hold. Wait, now is English.
Okay.
When you hold a good pencil, you're trying to liken a human being to a pencil. So for you to hold that human being,
Look
See,
at it this way. Do you think your dad and your mom, do you think they are perfect?
that's the idea. So It depends on everybody.
Personally, I think that if you see me at first and you're telling me, oh, I love you, you're a liar.
When I say love at first sight, I don't mean when you see someone at the first time you tell the person you love the person.
But that's what it means, love at first sight.
Yeah, love at first sight.
Oh, you are saying
That is not what it means,
you are saying
actually.
you don't tell the person you love the person. Is that what you're saying?
You don't. Most times you don't even show it.
You don't
But
show
you
it.
just wait.
You're contradicting
So you're saying
yourself
wait,
now.
hold on.
What do you think love at first sight is?
Wait,
Flowers.
Flowers, let's
How do you know
Wait,
that?
I know that this
Wait,
conversation will
come
not
back to
end
this.
though.
Come back
We'll
to
come
this.
back, honestly.
Yeah.
We just want to see, what
our campus
Yeah.
people have to say about
What
this.
else?
So two phrases I've never believed are love is blind and somebody fell in love with you at first sight. It's not humanly possible. They can be attracted to you at first sight, but it's not possible for somebody to just fall in love with you at first sight. You people have not spoken, you people have not hung out, you don't know any. In fact, you don't even know this person's name. Just say, I fell in love with you from the moment I saw you. Is a lie. They are lying to you. Don't believe anybody.
It's a lie.
Good.
They are lying to you.
Now, love at first sight doesn't actually mean you don't make it look the way it seems. Love at first sight, you are seeing this person
It's
like
called first sight for a reason. First.
Okay, so
Sight.
you know what?
we have another video.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Personally, I think it is real. I don't think it's just a myth from movies and all. I have seen or heard stories of people who just met and they just connected, and they wouldn't say to themselves, "Oh, I'm going to wife you up," or "You're going to be my husband," things like that. So I've actually seen situations or heard about incidents like that. So yeah, I don't think it's just a myth.
okay, if you notice what she said they don't say it to each other. Because at first when
Did you say they don't say to each other?
she said it now that they don't say it to each
Yeah,
other
I'm not
that
even
I'm
about
going to wife you up
whether-
and stuff like that.
I'm not even
you don't
about
need to
whether
go
they
through.
say
You are just seeing. You have to let the process. Like you have to think. Okay, you have seen it. You have to process your way. Okay. You have to weigh the
But the
options and really
fact
think.
remains that it happens at first sight. First
happens.
sight.
We have not
You
asked.
see, I don't really
this
blame.
cup for
Wait,
the first
I
time,
don't really blame.
and I love it. Not like it though. Love it enough to say that nobody can take this thing away from me. I don't know if you get
I
the
don't
idea of-
blame. I don't blame people that don't believe in love at first sight. I just believe you've not been loved well.
Me, I've been loved though.
That looks like
Well,
an attack, but
I know it's not
will
an attack. It's
hold
not an
on.
attack. I
Hold on.
promise you it is not an attack.
Hold on.
But I promise you that what many people see as love is not actually love.
But it's
Yes.
actually love for
Sorry.
me. My family loves me so much.
Actually.
So, Flowers,
Yes.
let's ask you because you've not actually dropped your 2 cents.
What do you want me to drop?
On this, what do you think about this?
Love at first sight.
Yeah? Is it a yes or no?
As a writer, I believe. As a human, I don't. That's all I can say.
Reason being that
Reason being that not everybody's black and white. You might, when you see someone, you might love everything about that person, but you spend 2 days, 3 days, and you're like, oh, okay, this person has flaws, but am I willing to love the person in spite of the flaws? Now, when I say love at first sight, I feel like we throw love around a lot. It is a strong word. You can like someone at first sight. But if you notice, I said the next 2 days, the next 3 days, you see the person's flaws. That choice of staying with the person despite everything, for me, I feel like that's love because we all have our own issues. But to say I love you, I just see you like this. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I will stand with you between the heavens and the earth. I will tell you where
I
you
will
are.
advise you
Do
if
you
a man
love me?
tells you that the first time you see him is lying, because that's not how it works.
But what if he's not lying?
see there's a story I want
There is
to
a
say.
contradiction now with what you're saying.
Okay.
But what if that man is not lying?
If I believe that if a man loves you at the first time he's seeing you, he won't tell you.
That's your point.
I want to tell you. I want to tell you guys. I want to tell you guys the story. So I can't remember. I think last year I was scrolling on X and I saw this. I don't know if you know Sadiq Singh. It's where it gets anonymous and then he posts. Yeah. So I saw a particular story where she has been committed to this guy for like a year. They've been dating, going out on dates. They've been hanging out, and then a month to the wedding, she went to stay with him. That's when she saw the real demon. That is a very crazy.
Okay, so
Crazy.
what does that have to do with love at first sight?
Love at first sight can be
It
dangerous.
means that you can think, What if you love someone, yeah? If you see them like for the first time and you are saying that you love them, you don't even know what character
They have.
And that doesn't still change the fact that you love the person the first time you saw the person.
What I'm trying to say is that you can't love someone at first sight
At
because
first sight.
love is a lot. Love is a very strong. There's a lot of things that comes together to make that love.
Okay, so the other lady, the last video, so she said something. She said, you see this person and you feel like we connect. So I feel like that connection is you liking the person.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you decide, do I want to take this for that? Do I want this feeling to yield? Love actually, for me, grows. So if you tell me that you love me at first sight, are you telling me that you have an already made flower that's grown already? No, now. How did that
And
happen?
be wary of those kind of people because I know what I'm saying.
Yes.
When they already have an opinion of you, and then you now end up in that relationship. Oh my
it does
God,
a lot
you are
of
in trouble.
damage.
You are in serious
lot of
trouble. Whether
damage.
it is both
Love
male
is
or
different
female,
things
run no.
coming together.
My
to make
point,
love.
my point remains, love
Love
at first sight is real, but rare and almost impossible at this side of the world.
I would
That's all I have to
actually,
say.
I'll take that to be attraction at first sight too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Clearly, our opinions are different.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, whether you choose to, love at first sight, let the feelings come instantly and feel a genuine connection, or you believe that love grows from real talks, real conversations, real get to know me seasons.
Yeah.
Love means different things to different people. Like Lucid here, who refuses to tell us his own definition of love. Every single person has their own definition of love. The right thing is for you to love the right one.
Yeah.
That is the major thing. So please feel free to drop your comment and your thoughts on this particular session on our Instagram page, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you are watching this from. Just drop your thoughts on what you think generally about love, about how you have been loved, and about how you would love to love someone else. Please, love is very important too.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to be a guest on the show, just go to our Instagram, click the link in our bio and apply.
We can't wait to have you. And also would like to thank our guests, Mr. Ayoade and Miss Ibuku. Thank you so much for coming.
You're
welcome.
Really
You're welcome.
appreciate.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So till our next video, stay
Tuned.
yeah.
Baby, you can feel the show. Oh, na, na, na. We could do it all night long. We could do it all night long.